So I'd like to introduce and welcome my good friend, Ben Ben-Ami.
Wow. Thank you very much, Jamie. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very excited to honor Sai and Bobby, and I feel honored to do it and to be on this stage with you. I'm also very excited to be here because of the Robert Reich Fellowship. For me, Bob was a friend, and many of the values that I will share today with you are because of Bob, and it's important for me to say it. Actually, I landed just in the day of the Super Bowl games. And Jamie French, who was my host, took me to a friend's house, to John Rice's house, and together we watched the Super Bowl games on the huge TV screen. I think the first lesson I learned is that if I want to have friends, I should support the Patriots. So it was a good beginning for me. But in this party, obviously people ask me questions about Friends Forever. And there was one question that until now is still in my mind. One of the women in the party asked me if I feel that I live in a war zone. I didn't really understood what she meant because I don't feel that I live in a war zone. I live my life like anyone else, my everyday life. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I've been to New York City. I'm telling you, I'm more afraid crossing the street in New York City than holding a gun. But still, this question was in my mind. And it was in my mind because the first thing that came up to my mind when she asked me this question was an experience I had in 2006. In 2006, there was the Second Lebanon War in Israel. And in this war, there were missiles coming from Lebanon to the northern part of Israel, and I live in the northern part of Israel. I live in Haifa. So every time we heard the alarm sound, we had to get all of our stuff and get inside the shelter. In our case, it's also my sister's room. So we had to wait 1 or 2 minutes, and then we could go out to our everyday life. And then come a day, it was Friday. I remember it like it was yesterday. And we hear the alarm sound, and we get inside the shelter, and suddenly we hear a boom. I was in shock. Later, I figured out that there was a rocket felt in my street. I'm sharing this story because there is a chance that I will not be here today speaking in front of you. And I'm also sharing it because back then, I couldn't believe that I will be here today in front of you talking about coexistence. I remember after this experience saying to myself many times, for me, all the Arab people are terrorists. I don't want to have any Muslim friends. They are my enemies. Every time I heard the word Arab in the media, it was always related to Al-Qaeda, to Hamas, or to terrorism. For me, Arabs were enemies. Years have passed, and I went to high school. I was very active with volunteering projects in high school. And in one of the days, one of my teachers came over me and asked me if I want to take part in the Friends Forever program, and she explained me about the program. Steve, I'm sorry, but my first response was, what a silly name, Friends Forever. But I decided I want to try it. I want to try it because I want to know more, I want to understand more my identity, and I want to understand more my feelings about this situation. So that's what I did. In 2011, I was a participant of Friends Forever. We were 5 Jews from Haifa, 5 Muslim Arabs from a village next to Nazareth called En Mile. And together we went to the same house, and we lived in the same house in Newcastle, New Hampshire. For 2 weeks, we did the same activities. For 2 weeks, we ate the same food. From the morning until the evening, we had a very intense schedule. And we did different kind of things. We went to high ropes course. We visited the church and a synagogue and a mosque. And in every place, we had the chance to talk to the people on a personal level. So we had the chance to know the American people on a personal level. I remember in the first 2 days, I always thought to myself, those people are our people. Those are our people making sandwiches. Those are our people doing this. Those are our people doing that. And after 2 days, I didn't even think about it. We were just friends doing things together. We were just friends making sandwiches. And for me, it wasn't a small change, it was a big change in all my point of view. When I came back to Israel, I decided this is what I want to do. I want to share my lesson with as many people as possible, and I was very active with coexistence programs when I was in high school. Actually, in 2012, I was awarded by the Ministry of Education as Israel's Volunteer of the Year. Thank you. Thank you. I decided this is not enough. I want to delay my military service, which is required, and I want to keep on volunteering in Israel with Arab kids. And that's what I did. For 1 year, I volunteered with a group of Arab kids in an after-school program in a place called Ajami in Jaffa. This is a very low socio-economical level place. And what I did is just going to this after-school program and help them with mathematics and Hebrew and English. Once a week, I went to Ichilov Hospital in Tel Aviv, and I was there with a group of kids that come from the Gaza Strip that are diagnosed with cancer. And all I wanted to do is just make them smile, show them that there is someone that cares about them. And that's what I did during the year. When I finished this year, I knew that I want to keep on being active with Friends Forever. I remember one conversation I had with Steve, asking him if I can lead a workshop to a group of alumni. And he said, of course you can. You can do whatever you want. And that's what I did. With another alumni, we organized a workshop, and we led a workshop to a group of 30 alumni, both Arabs and Jews, in Israel. It gave me a lot of hope. And I decided this is exactly what I want to do before I start my military service. In Israel, if you're a man and you're Jewish, you have to serve for 3 years. If you're a woman, you need to do it for 2 years. I was applied to the Naval Officers Academy in the Navy, and I was accepted. So it means that my service is going to be 6 years. I decided to do it because I want to become a commander. I want to be in a position when I can make decisions, where I can make important decisions, because I know the experiences I had before my service. I want to make sure that any soldier that I lead will know exactly what is Friends Forever, and will know exactly what I did just before I started my service. I'm going to start my service in 2 weeks from now. I have a dream, and my dream is to see thousands of groups in Ukraine, in Northern Ireland, in Israel, in Palestine, in North Korea and South Korea, together showing the world that peace is possible, together sharing the lesson of understanding, of friendship, of trust. But I also have a small dream, and my small dream is to come one day, come back from my military service in one of the days and visit my high school and hear Arabic and Hebrew and just get inside the classes and ask them, what are you doing here? And one of the people will say to me, oh, it's a group of Arabs and Jews. We are doing activity together. Is it called Friends Forever? Do you know Friends Forever? And I'll say, no. Can I get in? And they'll say, yes, of course. And I'll just sit there and watch them. This is my small dream. Remember I told you about the Super Bowl games? I noticed a very strange thing when I was in this party. During the games, people were talking, but during the ads, they were silenced. And it made me really curious. The ads are such a big thing, and everyone is talking about the ads. So I decided I want to look on the internet, what is the cost of 1 minute ad in the Super Bowl games? The cost of 1 minute ad in the Super Bowl games is $8 million. I did the math. With $8 million, we can send 2,000 students to the Friends Forever program. So I decided I'm going to make my dream a reality. I sent a letter to all the CEO of the companies that publish in the Super Bowl games, asking them to cut their commercial in half, and the $4 million to give to Friends Forever and to show thousands of teenagers all over the world the chance of peace. Thank you. I don't want my children to experience what I experienced in 2006. and I will do my best to promote it. I wish us all shalom, peace, salam. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So how many people would like to have a 20-year-old kid like that?